All praise, honor, glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash, the honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and the sincere shalom to the occultists out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. Really quick video. Just meditating on a little bit of a little bit of a topic. Be ready to be hated, and I'm sure we all kind of know that. You know what I mean? Be ready to be called all kinds of demons, all kinds of bullies, all kinds of whatever, by your family members, by Christians, whoever, you know what I mean? If you are, calling yourself a prophet, you go out there and you preach and you teach and stuff like that, just be ready to be called things. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is nothing, personal. This is just something that just came to mind, Um, um, where we are looked at as evil in the sight of wickedness, which is a good thing, believe it or not. I say that because when evil calls something evil, that means that other thing that's evil is more than likely good. And I'm gonna get that in the scripture. All right. Evil doesn't like evil. All right. Or let me say, evil doesn't like righteousness. Righteousness doesn't like evil. So this is why when vocab comes up to these camps, and whoever else, these Christians go up to these camps, it never ends good. It never ends up well for the Christian, at least sometimes for the Israelite, because the Israelites, for whatever reason, don't go into words and end up getting cooked by these damn Christians now. Right? Either way, it doesn't end up good. All right. So this is Galatians 4:4-16. It says, "Have I now?" This is in a NLT. "Have I now become your enemy because I am telling you the truth?" Right? Those false teachers are so eager to win your favor, but their intentions are not good. They are trying to shut you off from me, so that you will pay attention only to them. If someone is so eager to do good things for you, that's all right, but let them do it all the time, not just when I'm with you. Right. So you get to look at the time Paul was in. It's almost no different than the time that we're in right now. Well, we're telling you people, through the spirit of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, because it's just like we're asking you now. It's like, well, I'm wicked now for telling you that you're doing wrong. So you're telling me that I'm wicked because we're telling you stop the Christmas. Stop these wicked holidays that have nothing to do with you. Let me change that. They do have something to do with you, and it's not good. All right? They have everything to do with your oppression. Right? For you men out there, stop sleeping around with other men's wives. Stop committing adultery. A lot of you niggas get off on that. For you women, we tell you women, stop sleeping around. Keep your legs closed. Right? All of a sudden, we wrong for doing it. We wrong for telling you that. All of a sudden, we wrong for calling you women all kinds of whores, because that's what you are. That's what you're being. I looked at this video. I saw this video yesterday. Man, somehow, we're the hate group, right? I saw this video yesterday. Am I shocked? No. But it still doesn't get rid of the fact that you still will feel disgusted at the things that you see. That's Ezekiel 9. You're gonna sigh and cry for all the abominations that's being done in the midst thereof. I saw this video yesterday. This 3-year-old, she had to been about 3-4 years old. Obviously, little black girl. And the parents just recording her. She in a grocery store doing all kinds of stuff and twerking on the damn shopping cart, tongue out and everything. But somehow, some fucking how, we will be called a hate group, or we will be considered haters for saying something like that is wrong. Oh, you should just mind your business. Oh, she could do whatever she wants. She could wear what she want to wear. You see where it gets you. And all of a sudden, all these people now complaining about this 3-year-old acting out. This is what happens when you say freedom for all. Do what you want to do. Do what you want with your children. No rules. Don't worry about it. Everybody's free to do whatever it is they want to do, as long as they're not bothering anybody. All right. So I don't want to see videos up on the internet anymore complaining about when they see a 5-year-old twerking on TikTok. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see you complaining. This is what you said. They can do whatever it is they want to do. They have the choice to change genders at 4 years old, 3 years old, but don't have the choice to do a damn thing. But they could damn sure change their gender. Hey, look, that's what she wants to do. Then that's what he or she wants to do. Then that's what they want to do, right? But when they do something that you don't like on the internet, then that's when you pop out with the videos. Man, this is crazy. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I can't believe I walked into a store and this white person called me a racial slur. I can't believe it. But we are your enemies because we tell you the truth. We are enemies because we're telling you who your enemies are and you don't want to accept it. You know what you people do? When we stand out there at camp, you Christians, y'all post across the street and send a little decrepit minion, black decrepit minion over to us just to get cooked. With John 3:16 on his Bible and you on his sign, and you want to know the first thing that piece of garbage said, came out of his mouth and said, the first thing he told us was, yeah, I know Jesus is not that color. I know that. Then number one, why ain't you telling people? And then when we really went into it, he goes and turn around and say, it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter. Then why don't you tell us then? If it doesn't matter, yeah, I agree. He doesn't look like that. I agree. You little African piece of garbage, man. And then so, why did you mention it in the first place? You know? We are all of a sudden becoming people's enemies because we're telling them the truth. But there's a let's get this scripture real quick, and I'm going to keep it in an NLT. All right, because why not, right? Because scriptures like this, translations really don't mess up on, right? Proverbs 29:27. It says, "The righteous despise the unjust, and the wicked despise the godly." That's why. Let me read it again. The righteous despise the unjust, right? The wicked despise the godly. So we're not going to mix. So bottom line is, if you think we're wicked, we're not going to mix. If we think you're wicked, we ain't going to mix. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. That's reality. Nobody was made to be equal, by the way. That's another lie that's being pushed here, on this earth, is that everybody was created equally. No, we're not. Let me tell you something. Men and women will never be equal, never have been, never will be. Men and men aren't equal. All right? I have 2 biological brothers, and we are all our own person. I'm talking about fully biological. Guess what? You as a child to your parent, you are not your parent. Your parent is not you. Especially when you're grown, you are your own person. For example, your parent could be a homo. You may not be, or vice versa. The child may end up being a homo. The parent isn't, because you're your own person. And y'all both might be females. Y'all both might be males. And guess what? You're still your own person. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody was created to be equal on this planet. You're your own person. You are your own spirit. You're your own identity. If everybody had the same, it's about, yeah, we all bleed the same blood. We all bleed the same blood. Why? Because it's red, or so-called red. That don't mean nothing. You got 2 different types of red wine. It's red wine, but it's different, right? That don't mean nothing. Why the hell when you take a blood test, How come they just don't take one person's blood and just say, hey, that goes for everybody? Come on, man. You Christians gotta be, you people in general gotta be a little, more down to earth, man. Right? Nobody was created to be equal. So you're always going to have controversy. You're always going to have the righteous versus the wicked versus the righteous. That's what it is. You know, you don't like the Hebrew. A lot of y'all don't like the Hebrew Israelites because a lot of y'all know that we right. That's just what it is. Even though you're obviously not going to admit that we are, obviously, because you want to keep doing wickedness, right? You want to keep doing wickedness. We telling you people that, yeah, you're doing wrong. You're doing wrong. Hell, we do wrong. We do wrong. We don't step out there and say, oh, automatically, yeah, we actually have Christians come up to us and say, well, yeah, or we had people come up to us and say, yeah, well, they don't sin. I don't sin. We will never sit up there and say that we don't sin. Everybody on this planet does wrong. All of us is doing wrong. All right. We judge ourselves before we go out there. Right? And again, we're telling you that if you have an inkling of righteousness in you, them demons are not going to like you. That goes to your family, that goes to people out there, you know what I mean? Because we still wicked. We still wicked. We just a little more righteous than the rest of you pieces of garbage out there. Right? Right? That call us all kinds of haters and stuff like that. But you'd be the same person that'll sit there and watch your daughter or watch your son or your daughter sit up there and disrespect another person, man. You will be the same person that'll sit there and laugh at that shit. That right there, I'm not going to lie, that gets under my skin more than anything, almost more than anything, is watching a little rugrat disrespect people, and their parents sit there and watch that shit. And y'all would sit up there and get on the internet and call us bullies, call us haters and stuff like that. But you will not go up to the source. You will sit up there, you'll say these things, but you'll sit there like you red pill guys. A lot of y'all red pill guys got problems with Hebrew Israelites. Okay, then sit there on your panels and keep complaining, even though y'all getting paid off of it. Then sit there on your panels and keep complaining. Kevin Samuels, he tried his very best to try to fix families, even though he was getting paid off of it too. I don't knock a little hustle or whatever, but now this whole manosphere thing, this whole red pill thing has become a really cringy trend, right? And it's really irritating, right? But you'll sit there, you'll keep complaining about what a woman is supposed to do or what a man is supposed to do and this, that, and the other. Y'all just keep complaining, man. But you're not filing a complaint to the source. Well, let me say not filing a complaint, but you're not talking about the source of these problems. Yeah, the woman is messed up. Yeah, the man messed up and this, that, and the other. Sure. Okay, sure. But did those women create social media? Did those women create these laws? Did those women create the abortion laws? See? They didn't make these laws. Ain't no woman on this planet even make a law. Right? Because as much as you people would hate to admit, women here have the only power these women get is from Esau Edom, because they know they got the state, and all this, in the system. But what happens when Esau Edom start turning their back on these black women, on these so-called black women, or these women in general? These women don't. Y'all women out here talk about y'all got a voice. Y'all need y'all voices to be heard. Y'all don't have a voice. Okay? Y'all don't have rights. None of us have rights here. You don't have a voice. Your voice, let me say your voice is Esau's voice. They don't care how much you complain. They don't care how much you march. They make these laws, not you. The people don't make no laws. They make the laws. And I got news for you. Ain't no woman on this planet make a law. and never will. So now what you people have to do is you have to go to the source. It's those rats. It's those elites that we talk about. The Jews, the Jews, the Jewish. But y'all, you're also fixated on Hebrew Israelites. All right. But again, y'all get on the internet and y'all complain about what you see in the stores, what you see children do. The children, they're not the ones that made the laws. They're not the ones that made TikTok. They're not the ones that made Facebook, Instagram, and all this other crap. They ain't the ones that made. The women didn't either. We didn't either. Esau, Edom did. And y'all not going to the source. We ain't the ones making the RFID microchip. We ain't the ones making that stuff. The women aren't. The children aren't. So y'all can sit up there and complain about it, but what about the source? I can't believe these parents are letting them do this stuff. Well, look at society. We didn't make the society. The women didn't make the society. The Israelite men didn't make. Well, I guess you could say technically. I guess we all did, kind of. We kind of built it up. But as far as the laws and stuff like that, who owns the money? You see, we are not in charge of this. We ain't in charge of GMO foods. Y'all get on the internet complaining about how big people are, how fat people are, stuff like that. Okay, fine. You do all that complaining, but who's the source of the problem? Who's the source of all the pollution on this planet? Whether it be relationships, religions, food, whatever else. The money, the economy. Would you go complain to Trump? Trump is doing what he's allowed to do. Right? He's only doing what he's allowed to do. Presidents only got so much power, man. And that's what y'all do, man. Y'all complain about Trump. Or y'all complain to Trump. Man, y'all lost in the sauce, man. I'll tell you what. Anyway, this was a little bit more of a drawn out video. The point is, we're called haters, but we're called haters because we're telling you the truth. And we will gladly be called haters and demons and whatever else for the Lord's name's sake. Right? All for the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. All for his name's sake. It is what it is, man. We ain't worried about that stuff. It is what it is. Right? So, anyway, that's all I got on this. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM RACHAKWADAH Shalom.